But now we're going to start working on an example and writing multiple offers. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath each side, built in 85.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Creative Financing Podcast. I'm Nicole Kimanjian. I'm here with Cody Richard and the host of this show, Jeff Rappaport. This is episode 264, and today we're doing part 2 of how to write multiple offers. Before we get started, I wanted to mention some of our resources. If you're looking for a mentor, visit roimentors.com to learn more about Jeff's apprentice program and the Creative Financing Academy. For networking and questions, make sure you join the Creative Financing Podcast community on Facebook. The second Thursday of every month, don't miss Jeff's free creative financing class on Zoom. If you're local to the Salt Lake area, we host an in-person meetup at Club 90 in Sandy, Utah. Details in the description below.
Thank you, Nicole. All right, so we're going to continue on with our writing multiple offers series. The last episode was all about review and things to do when we are dealing with figuring out what we can do with leads, right? How some due diligence on our part. And we probably left a few things out, like, hey, making sure you run comps and knowing the ARV, running rental comps and understanding where rents are or could they be raised. I felt like that was kind of, most everyone should know that. Probably should have still put it in. If you need a review, go back, watch that. I think it'll be helpful. But now we're going to start working on an example and writing multiple offers. The fun part for me is that it will be Nicole and Cody doing so. So
Yay.
Here's our example. All right. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath each side, built in 85. She claims that it does not need a lot of work, very cosmetic, minor stuff. She thinks the ARV is 130 to 135. I don't know really what it is. She doesn't know really what she wants. This is the perfect example of, I don't want to be a landlord anymore. And she's partners with some siblings, and she does not want to work with them anymore. Okay, very, very clear about that. She's open to terms, although initially she wasn't. When we explained it a little more, she's like, well, I love getting payments without having to do anything. So, okay. And here are the taxes, 1874. Property was rented for $750 a side. I think it still is. Pro forma rents are probably a little more, probably worth $850 easy, maybe even $900 a unit. Separate meters, I don't know why, but we talked about this on the last episode, that got to do a good job of pre-screening, and someone missed this information. So we're going to assume that there are separate meters, that at least most of the utilities are being paid by tenants, maybe, and I'll let you guys kind of decide that as you kind of do some of your due diligence. Okay. Let me ask you both a real quick question before we get started on this. If you had a duplex that's bringing in $1,500 a month, that potentially could be $850 a month each side, do you really think that the value is going to be 130 or 135? What are your thoughts there?
I think it depends on where it's at. I mean, if it's in a pretty rough area, it could be, but I mean, usually no. I think it'd be worth more if it's bringing in that much with the potential to bring in more.
I would agree. So maybe we could see it as being worth 135 if it brought in 1,500, right? But if it really could bring in 850, 900, I don't really see it being worth only 135, maybe 155, 160. I just wanted to point that out. And then there's nothing super special about that. That's me just dealing in lots of different markets and knowing that I don't see stuff for rent for $900 a side that's only worth 130. Okay, so all right, so I am going to just create a blank sheet, and I'm going to write down stuff that you guys tell me to. How's that?
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
And Nicole, I'm going to pick on you the most.
I guess I need the most practice here.
Well, you said it, not me. Well, when I say I'm going to pick on you, I'm not. Cody's there to help you, but I don't want Cody
Thank
to do it
goodness.
for you, is what I don't want. So that's what I want to work on first. So you remember that we don't have an asking price. If this was done properly, we still may not have an exact asking price, but we'd have a range. For whoever talked to this seller, just didn't do a good enough job. Let's start with what I believe to be like the two easiest offers, okay, which would be cash and like a short-term finance deal. When I say short-term finance, what would be the goal with that? Either of you?
Come in, fix it up, and then resell it or refinance.
Yeah, basically, right? This is a duplex, you probably don't need to show, maybe you have to show 12 months worth of new rents, or it's not really going to be based on the rents. It's just going to be based on comps. So you might get away with 12 months or 15 months that you got to own it before you can refinance it based on the value of the property as opposed to what you bought it for. Okay. Which is a difference between maybe leaving 20% of your money in this deal or getting all your money back out of the deal. Okay. So where do we start? What do we do here?
After
Well,
you, Nicole.
hey, thanks. So, since we don't have an asking price, I mean, I guess I would just go with the 135 ARV and do like the 70% multiplier and then your minus your wholesale fee.
Then I'll also throw in the repairs as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You mentioned that 10 to 20K range. I usually go on the higher end, so I'd probably put in 17 to 20K in there for repairs.
Okay. You guys want to tell me what that equals, or you want me to do it? I can do it.
I can do it. What's the wholesale fee we're doing, Nicole? How much do you want to make off this?
20K, I guess, if it makes
So with
sense.
20K, it'd be
Oh, I think
I got 75,000. I did ARV minus repairs times the multiplier. Or sorry, ARV times the multiplier. And I actually went higher with my ARV. I went up to 160, but I'll come
Oh,
out
you
at
did? Okay.
135. Yeah.
Goal said to use
Just
135.
because it could be worth more. Yeah, once it's fixed up, it could be worth more. Yeah, I got the same thing as you.
Okay, so 57.5. So let me ask
Yep.
a question. Okay. And I only ask this because she didn't give us a price. What did she tell us though? She thought that the property could be worth, all fixed up, worth 130, 135, right? And she's telling us, hey, that maybe it's 20 grand in work. To me, what does that mean to her? What do you
She
think
probably thinks it's
cash
worth like
does?
105.
Right. She's getting over 100, right? But we're like half that. What are the chances of that happening?
not great.
No.
So the wholesale
Let me
fee
ask
probably-
you, if we're trying to make cash offers of 57,500 on properties that they think they're going to get around 100, we're just not going to get very many of them accepted, right? And
Nope.
I'm okay with that because I'd much rather not get the cash offer accepted, but this might be super, super low, right? So could we modify it a little bit? And if we did, how would we modify it?
Reduce the wholesale fee
We could reduce the wholesale fee to what? 15?
if that makes a bigger difference.
It makes a $5,000 difference. Okay, what else?
Yeah, if we think the repairs will be less, if we can verify, hey, if we come in and the repairs are actually only 10,000 to get it up to where it needs to be, that saves us 7,000 on that estimate there.
Yeah, but do we really want to do that? I mean, more often than not, when seller tells you that they think that there's 10 to 15, it's really more like 15 to 30, right? So,
Yeah, that's why I usually put it on the high end. I would probably change the ARV if it was me, just based
okay.
on what I've heard so far.
What would you change it to?
I'd probably go 150, 155.
Okay. And what about changing this number? What if, because really what the goal is for someone to come in do the work, refinance, be able to pull their money back out. Okay, at 0.70, that's plenty, right? There's plenty of room. I don't know that this is really going to be a flip. I'm thinking it could be a buy and like a burr, right? So, what if we at least do that? Now let's figure out where we're at. 155 times 0.75 minus 15 or 17, sorry, minus
It's
50.
about 84,250.
Yeah. Okay. Which is still low, but hey, I'm not embarrassed by that. Are you?
No, and I'm curious, so do you work with a lot of burr buyers? Because
I
I
don't
haven't
know.
worked with many, or
I don't
I
know.
haven't targeted many.
I'm targeting landlords. Whether they actually
Mhm.
do the burst strategy or not, I don't know. Hey, if they do or they don't, they're buying this at a discount. They're getting a good deal, right? So I don't know. Hey, anyone that's buying income property, hey, if they can get $155,000 property for 84,000, put 15 grand into it, being into it for 100 and it rents for what did we say? 850 a piece, 1,700. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with this. Plus, to be honest, this would be my least favorite option for the seller. If they take it, can I make money this way? I think so. Even if I came in even a little lower, like 81,250, maybe just a little less, just because I don't really want you to take this. And if you do, then I want it to be easy for me.
Yeah, and
So
I feel like if I was writing it for myself, I'd come
even
in the
less.
70s somewhere, just
Okay.
for the same reason you said. Yeah, if
I'm okay
I
with
don't
that.
want this one to be accepted. And I've
70.
had it in the past,
300. How's that?
78. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, because I've had it too many times in the past where I write an offer, a cash offer, and I feel like I stretch a little bit because I think it still makes sense, and then I have a hard time moving it.
Yeah,
So I like to try to keep it a little lower just to give me
I'm with
room.
you.
So if I
Uh,
need to cut my wholesale fee from 15, I can.
yep, I'm with you. I totally agree, especially right now, based on that cash. And this is pretty low amount of cash. I don't know that this would really be an issue, but dealing with some commercial properties and in the 600,000, 800,000, million and a half range, people are struggling with cash right now. All right, Nicole, now this is where you shine. Okay.
Okay.
I've just figured, and I wouldn't even make this offer all the time, but I feel like this is the easiest offer to make when you do make a cash offer, right? And if you're new to creative finance, this is a great place to start. But how would we create this offer? What's the goal with it?
The short term.
Yeah,
Well, didn't you guys already just say it would be to burr or to
yeah.
flip out like a flipper,
Or
basically?
hey, use private money for a year and then
Hmm.
refinance, right?
Yeah.
So how do we structure it? Where do we go from here?
Well, purchase price, I guess stick with the 155 since you guys know better than me about about rents versus asking price.
Okay, but that's
For
ARV.
the ARV.
Oh, okay.
This is
Well,
what we just offered this for cash, 78,300.
okay. So let's do since she thinks it's worth the 135, 130 to 135, I would give her the 135
Okay.
purchase price.
This is a short-term finance deal.
It's hard when you don't do it all. I do them all, have them all three like laid out. I'll start with the price and then adjust it from
Okay,
there.
well, and I'm trying to do that for you right here.
Okay.
Okay, so I figured out what I feel is like the easiest one, which is
Mhm.
cash,
Cash.
right? And then we modified it, and we thought initially it was too low, then we thought it was a little too high. So we came in somewhere in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
This offer is like this offer minus having to go get any private money or any hard money or any bridge financing for that first year. So this isn't going to be terribly more than this because all we're really doing is eliminating the private or hard money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like the sales pitch on this one is like, hey, I know that cash offer was a bit low. If you're willing to wait just a little bit, 6 months
Yeah.
to a year, we can actually pay you more,
Yeah.
just a little bit more.
If we're going to have to go borrow the money, if we don't have to pay them, we'll pay you instead. How's that?
Mhm.
So
So
what
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 about
what what do you think would be a good purchase price based on it's going to be on the low end like this one?
mm, what about like 108,
Too much.
94, 5?
Too much.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
What do you think, Cody, before Nicole uses up all her guesses?
I was thinking right about 90.
90? I would say too much.
Mhm.
Just because it's so low priced. I would
Mhm.
say 85. Okay. But now you guys do the rest. Tell me what else.
Okay, so why 85? Just because the price range is so low?
Yeah. So if I'm going to go borrow $78,000 from a hard money lender, and let's say that the hard money lender is going to charge me, let's say I'm going to borrow this plus all the rehab, right? So I'm borrowing 100% of it. So I'm borrowing 100 grand total to cover closing costs, cover rehab, cover purchase. Okay. That'd be 2 points, which is $2,000 plus a point a month, right? Let's say that it takes me 2 months to rehab it and another 10 to 12 before I can refinance it. Okay. Which hard money lenders most likely won't do. They'll do 6 months. You'd have to either work something out or get private money, right? But I'm looking at almost worst case scenario here. So it'd be 12 months, $12,000 plus 2,000, that's 14, 82, 92. Hey, if we're gonna go this route, I still want it to make sense for us, so I don't have to pass on all the savings to the new to the seller, right? So I want to be different enough. Maybe this is 85.5, so it's a full $7,000. And hey, you just got to wait 12 months, and then you get an extra 7 grand. And if you wanted to go 86, I would say okay, but anything beyond that to me would be I'd rather take the cash offer. But how do we finish
Gotcha. That makes
constructing
sense.
this?
what about like a $6,000 down payment?
And we certainly could. Okay? That doesn't really matter. However, this is short term, right? And if you were going and borrowing hard money, a lot of times they want you to have some skin in the game. And
Mhm.
you'd probably be putting down 10% ish. Again, this would become more of a what does this lady need right now, right? Could we offer 8 grand, 10 grand, 6 grand, 12 grand? I mean, it's not going to be a huge deal one way or the other than it's potentially money out of our pocket for a while, right? So, what do you think makes the most sense if, hey, I'm not going to go borrow private money to reimburse me for this. So I'm probably going to be out this down payment, whatever monthly payments, and the rehab costs for a year. What do you want to go with as far as a down payment?
What about 2 grand?
2 grand's too little. Your
Um,
6 was fine. I just wanted to bring a point so that we
oh,
thought about this, right? That
well, yeah,
uh,
I just figured 6 is just under that like 10%. It's like a little less than 7, I think.
well, the way I would look at it is that if I offer her, let's say, 8 grand, and
Mhm.
I still wanted to wholesale this, I could still get 20 down on this property if the rest of the terms are good. So again, knowing what your exit strategy is makes a big difference. But let's just go with 8 grand. Okay. This one probably has the most flexibility out of any and all the offers that we'll do. Okay. And then what are we going to do as far as payments or interest? Is your
Yeah, I mean, with these ones, I honestly throw them together pretty quickly because I'm not
yeah.
too worried about them. So I
Uh,
try to make it favorable for me if they're going to accept it.
yep.
So I'd keep the interest fairly low, under 4%, probably 2.5 to 3. I'd say 3 if I was writing it down.
3%. Okay. What is it going to be amortized or what? I mean, your payment,
Yeah, I'll amortize it.
all right, over what?
30 years. It doesn't make too much of a difference, but
Yeah, well, let's just see what that would
amortizing it,
be,
I guess, will
right?
bring it down.
It's going to be super low,
Okay.
$322.57, right?
Yep.
Are you good with that?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. What do you think, Nicole?
I mean, I'm not going to complain over a $300 payment.
So for me, I probably wouldn't even do that. And it doesn't make it right or wrong, by the way. You certainly could make this offer and be fine. What I'd probably do is just this would be my alternative. 85, 5, down payment, 10 payments, 400 principal only. And then how long is our term going to be?
Go the full year. If we can
12
refinance
months.
earlier, we will, but yeah,
Okay.
12 months.
And on something like this, I'd probably be fine with 12 months. If this was like a bigger house or, a fourplex or something, I might ask for 15 months just so I have the 12 full and 3 to get it re-rented and or depending on what leases are and whatever else. So we just came up with 2 offers. They're different, right? Maybe not in this case a huge difference because it's a low priced property, but hey, cash at 78.3, or if you want to stay in this for 12 months, we'll pay you 85.5. Cody will pay you interest, so she actually even makes money on this. What would she get? She'd get 322 times 12 plus 8,000. I guess I'd have to figure out the balloon.
Balloon is, I got a little bit different monthly payment than you, but balloon was 75,881 for me.
What? Oh, it's probably because I did my math wrong.
Oh, wait.
70. So it'd be 77.5, right? 3%, 30 year. Your payment's 326. Is that right?
Yep.
And 12 months balloon would be 75.88, 75.881.
Sorry, I'm putting it back in now. Yep, 75,881.
Okay. So she would actually net on this 326 times 12 plus 75,881 plus 8,000. So she actually makes almost 88,000 total for the whole thing. So in reality, she makes almost 10 grand more for staying in it for a year with the interest. So it doesn't really pay down that much. Pays down like $1,200 for the 12 months. Not a big deal one way or the other. See, I'd almost rather, hey, if I did 400 principal, I'm going to gain what, $5,000. Rather pay her maybe 86.5 right here, 87, and just call it good. That way it looks like bigger spread between the two. Any
That
questions?
makes sense.
All right. We're going to dive into the more complicated, and this is where Nicole is just going to shine. So, all
You
right.
keep saying that.
Yeah. Well, any questions? Are we good?
No, we're good.
All right.
All good.
Perfect. Hopefully you got something out of this, and the next episode should be a good one. Take care. Go out and create some terms.